All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. This is Discussion, hosted by yours truly. And today, I have a special guest today. Yesterday, I was supposed to record a video regarding Game 2 of the Lakers versus Blazers playoff game, but something went wrong with the video. And so today, I have a special episode for you with a very special guest. That, come here. There he comes.
How you doing, Shane?
What's up? This is actually my dad.
How's everyone?
And this is my dog. So my dad has been a lifelong Laker fan, except for when Michael Jordan played, he was a Bulls fan. But for now, ever since Kobe came over, my dad's been a Laker fan. And tell him a little bit about yourself and your fan.
Yeah, like Shane said, I've been watching the Lakers since Magic came out in '79 when he won the championship as a rookie. Been a Laker fan. Yeah, Shane's not lying. When Jordan came in, I kind of switched to be a Bulls fan. But anyways, I always liked the Lakers, except when they were playing the Bulls. So back to being a Laker fan, like Shane said, when Kobe came in, Shaq came in, and up until now, even when they had those later years of Kobe, he was a Laker. But thank God we got LeBron and AD, and I'm ready to win the championship this year.
All right. So let's get to the game that's coming up today, Game 3. So what are you expecting from the Lakers?
I expect them to come up like they did this past game, Game 2. To set the tone, to be aggressive, especially LeBron, more importantly AD. To dump the ball into him, and let him go to work, get these guys in foul trouble.
Yeah, because as you know, in the games that he's played, there isn't really anyone who can guard him. Nurkic is too slow, Whiteside is too slow, Carmelo is too small and also too slow. But with AD, I think he is the biggest key for the Lakers to win Game 3.
Yeah, I agree. And what also helped was at least Danny Green, some of Danny Green, but KCP were starting to hit their shots. I like to see more of Waiters in there. Because they need a scoring punch, and he can get him that.
Yeah, I agree too. Let's see. What have you been surprised by in these past 2 games?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm glad they lost the first game because I think it was a wake-up call during this whole bubble restart. They really haven't played that great. No consistency, no unity. So when it stopped, the season stopped, they didn't come back like when they left. And, but now they got it going. It's a playoff LeBron, right? That's what we're seeing, and I think that's what you're going to get the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. It's obviously you want the Lakers to win as a Laker fan, but like what my dad said, it's a good wake-up call because in those last regular season games, the Lakers have been playing. They've been playing bad,
real bad.
And so it's good that it's a wake-up call, even though, AD put almost 30 and 10. LeBron almost had 20, 20, 20. And despite their performances, you can still say that they still played pretty passive and they weren't, as good as what they should be. And with them losing, especially a close game, that's basically, a slap in the face. It's all made. You got to play better. You can't just cruise along in the playoffs because it's not the regular season anymore. It's the playoffs. You're playing against, especially the hottest team in the bubble, in the Blazers.
I think it was like a disadvantage when the Lakers went into this bubble season's restart because they only had to win so many games, right?
Yeah.
To secure the first seed. So they got the first one against the Clippers, which was great. Right? They let the Clippers know, hey, we're still the best team in LA. And then they kind of slacked off a little bit, and they just had to win one to secure the first seed. And once they did, that was fine, but there still wasn't they didn't really have no momentum, And whereas with Portland, they had to win almost every game. Like Dame and CJ had to play the majority of the minutes. And to be honest with you, I think Dame and CJ they're pretty worn out. I don't know how much they have left in the tank. CJ's hurt. He's got a bad back. Dame dislocated his finger on his left hand, and he uses his left hand a lot. So I'm sure that's going to affect them. And it's going to be a lot more physical for those two guys.
Yeah.
I don't think Melo, Gary Trent Jr., Nurkic, and Whiteside, they're not going to be enough.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they were an 8th seed for a reason. They were honestly, they were what, like the 10th or 11th seed before the bubble started. And so, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be definitely more physical because especially now how they played the Blazers, especially CJ and Dame, in the second game. You know, they're showing them double teams. They're picking them up right when they pass half court. And so, I mean, now the Lakers they have a blueprint for how to guard Damian Lillard and CJ. And like my dad said, I don't know if you could trust their supporting cast, especially offensively, because I mean, who else do they have offensively aside from Dame and CJ? So, what are you most disappointed about the Lakers?
As a whole or individually?
You can go both ways.
Okay, individually, Danny Green. We got him for his playoff experience, and granted, it's still early in the playoffs, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we'll see as it progresses, but I really like him when they put him on the bench and put either Caruso, because Caruso will give you effort, he'll give you defense. Even J.R. Smith, because he got playoff experience. And even Dion. I mean, Dion, not too great on defense, but offensively, he can create. You know, he can get his own basket, pass the ball. And one thing's good is, you know, Rondo's coming back. We don't know what he's going to be able to give, but I think just his presence, and if we get playoff Rondo, I think it's going to be 4-1.
I mean, even without Rondo, I thought it was going to be 4-1. But yeah, I think every single Laker fan has been disappointed by Danny Green ever since I think the beginning of the season. I mean, Danny Green is known to be this great 3-point shooter, this great defensive, this lockdown player. But this season he hasn't played great at all on both ends. And yeah, he had that one good game against the Clippers, and that one game winner or the game tire against the Mavs. But aside from that, there's not a lot of good things to say about Danny Green. And so, I mean, everyone has said Danny Green is a playoff player, and so we'll see how he plays because, I mean, they're going to need him, especially if, we don't know if KCP is going to, make 4 threes a game or, since Avery Bradley's out, there's not really a lot of 3-and-D guards on the Lakers. So Danny Green, he has to step it up.
You know what? I didn't realize how much we were going to miss Avery Bradley. Because especially on the defensive end, we miss him. Especially we could have put him in either CJ or Dame. And I'm not saying he was going to lock him down, but he would have given better effort than some of the other guards we have out there.
Yeah.
And then further on in the playoffs, let's say we play the Rockets, second round. If we had Avery, we could have stuck him on Russ or even James. So we got a series where these guys, our guards, can hopefully get it together, man, because we're gonna need them. LeBron's a little bit older. I think he can still carry us. I think he's still the best player in the league. And then AD, if he plays like he did yesterday, I think it would be great. I think he'll be unstoppable. But let's see, right? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and the biggest thing isn't. I feel like it's not just AD, but it's also the shooting. If KCP, Danny Green, who else? Kuzma or Caruso, whoever. If they can score and they can spread out the floor for LeBron and AD, I think that's the most important thing because the Lakers, they don't really have a third guy. We all want it to be Kuz, but at the end of the day, it's his first playoff experience ever, and so can't really expect that much from him. But I agree.
I'm glad you brought up Kuz because if we can get him to be consistent and be that third guy, then watch out.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch out.
Yeah,
I still think the Lakers are the favorites. Regardless if the Clippers or not, just because of LeBron.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I mean the Lakers, they have sorry about this, guy. Oh, sorry, technical difficulty. But but yeah, like I agree. We just if Kuz is consistent on both ends of the court, or even just on one end of the court, I mean, the Lakers have an even better chance of winning because they don't have to rely so much on AD and LeBron. Like they can both do it because they're both top five players, but still you can't just win with two guys. You need a full team to win.
Yeah, and the committee by center, that's working, right?
Yeah.
JaVale and Dwight. I also like Morris.
Morris is good too, yeah.
Yeah, they need his toughness. They need a tough guy out there for him. So I really like what he's doing. And like I said, the rotation is pretty solid. We just got to see him step it up, man. This is not the regular season. I don't care if it's the bubble or not, but they got to start playing like they did beginning of the season, during the season. Let's make it a strong finish, right?
Yeah.
You know that it's not how you start, but how you finish. And my expectations is to come up with the championship.
That's every Laker fans, and not just Laker fans, but that's a lot of people's expectation for the Lakers to win the whole thing. Yeah, you have the Clippers, you have the Bucks, you have the Raptors, who else? You have the Celtics, Rockets. You have all these teams, but at the end of the day, you have the King, and you also have AD. So, even though, like I said, I mentioned earlier that you need a full team to win, you still have the two best players. You have two the top 5 players in the NBA, and I mean, who are you gonna guard? Pick your poison. Their pick and roll is probably the best in the NBA.
So, looking forward to tonight's game. Like I said, hope they come out very aggressive, set the tone. We'll see what Lillard's gonna come up with, man. I hope he's gonna play. I'm pretty sure he's gonna play. I hope that dislocated finger doesn't affect him too much, but because they're gonna need him. If they don't have him, forget it.
Yeah.
CJ, I hope he comes out firing too. The other guys, I'm not even worried about.
Yeah.
Not at all. Nobody.
I agree because Damian Lillard, he's the key to the team. He's pretty much their team. He's their whole offense. And if he isn't playing at that level he's been playing at, the bubble MVP, averaging 35 plus a game with 8 to 10 assists a game. If he's playing at that level, then yeah, they do have a chance to beat the Lakers. But if not, I mean, that's pretty much it. And we all know that CJ can turn it up, especially against the Nuggets. He played when Dame wasn't playing good. CJ stepped up and pretty much carried their team to the Western Conference Finals. But like my dad said, Nurkic and them, I don't know. There's not really much to worry about with them. It's just mainly Dame and CJ, and we'll see how they play. I mean, the Lakers, they look like they figured them out, but who knows? It's just one game, and Game 3 is going to start in about a couple hours, and excited for Game 3?
Very excited. I'll say one more thing. Credit to Coach Vogel. The adjustments he made from Game 1 to Game 2. I'm sure him and his staff looked at the game films and made adjustments. I'm sure with input too from LeBron, right? Because LeBron, not only is he a great basketball player, but his IQ is off the charts. So, and I think he has something to say to the team also. Because LeBron, he's got a lot. I'm sure he wants to go down in Laker history as one of the greatest Lakers too. Although it might be a short stint. But if he doesn't win a championship, we're gonna remember LeBron as a Laker for not winning a championship. So, not to add any more pressure to LeBron, but he can get it done. He can get it done. Not only him, he got AD, but the whole squad. It's gonna take a team effort. But definitely excited. Looking forward to going up 2-1, going into next Game 4, which will be on Monday. But yes, I don't care who we face in the next round or in the finals, Western Conference Finals, or for the NBA championship. If we're there, when we get there, we're gonna win it all. Mark it down, Laker fans. Mark it down.
Yeah, because the Rockets, we beat them. The Clippers, we beat them twice. The Bucks, they needed Giannis to make 5 threes for them to beat the Lakers, and once he didn't, once he reverted back to, working every shot, the Lakers blew him out, and so, I mean, the Lakers, they're the team to beat, to be honest. But And all you Blazer fans that think LeBron, he's not that good. He only scored 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. It's whatever, how many turnovers. No, that's not the LeBron we know, and you guys know. That's not the LeBron that you know. He's older, but it's LeBron. You're not gonna stop him. He's right.
Yeah.
He's the best.
And I'll say one last thing, Shane. If they give the MVP to Giannis, forget it. That's extra motivation for LeBron. Not that he needs any more, but that's extra motivation for him. So go ahead if you want to give it to him, NBA. But we know who the real MVP is.
Yeah, it's just like when Jordan and Kobe played. You know, they wanted to give it to someone new, someone who they wanted to rival them. And we all know who the best player in the NBA is. It's not Giannis, not Kawhi. It's the king. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed my dad and also my dog, but and whoever was barking. I don't know if you guys heard that, but thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Let us know if you like the extra guest, hearing someone else's voice, and let me know who else you want to hear. Thank you again. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
Stay safe, wear a mask, and any final words?
Go Lakers.
Go Lakers. All right, y'all. We're out.
Thank you, Shane.
Yep. No problem.
Ate yan yan,